And happy New Year. Welcome, everybody. We are now in a brand new year, 2023. Yours truly, John Johnson Signature Group, Exit Platinum Realty, and we are back again. And of course,
Woo-hoo!
cohort with me who's yelling.
Brand new
Who's this
year,
guy
brand
making
new
all this noise?
me. Brand new year, brand new me.
Joe, reintroduce yourself this year.
Hey everybody, this is Joe Falla. Joe does mortgages, NMLS 1925079. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the IG. Welcome back to getting great information and
Indeed.
getting those real estate keys. Those real estate keys. Merch is on the way. The merch is on the way.
Real estate keys. Yes, the merch is on the way. Nice little plug, Joe. And, we want to thank everybody that's been watching, especially those that were watching that we didn't even know were watching and said, hey, no episodes in December. What's going on? That really, really sends a message that what we're delivering each and every week is much needed. So we really, really would like to thank you guys. And most importantly, I know you don't necessarily want to be on social media like that, but if you could, send us a text, shoot us an email. If you don't want to like or subscribe, just to let us know you are watching. It keeps us motivated. It keeps the content flowing. Well, the content's going to flow anyway because we feel it's needed, but we greatly appreciate you guys. And
Any feedback is great feedback. Absolutely. Especially when we're trying our best out here to get, the wealth of information from the both of us. Any feedback is always great feedback.
without question. And we have a lot to tackle. A lot has happened since we last logged off last year. And I think the only way to do it, Joe, is to show people what
If
these
you
rates
were
are looking
new,
like.
actually, you know what? If you're a new home buyer, please mention that in the comments. Let us know where you purchased if you want to give that information out, but just let us know that you did purchase a home this year, or if you're definitely in the market to do so in 2023. That's something that you guys can easily put in the comments.
Yeah, let
We
us know.
definitely appreciate that.
You don't have to give
So
away all your
let's,
business, but let us
yeah,
know.
no, I'm not asking for the address or I'm not looking for all your data. Just we want to know if you were able to purchase in 2022 and what are your thoughts about purchasing in 2023. Hopefully, we can give you some great information to help guide you into that process in this year. So, as always, let's start off with the rates. As usual, I am not quoting rates from any particular bank, especially not my bank. This is just basically an average of someone with a 740 credit score, with a $400,000 loan. This is what you would be looking at if you were looking to get a FHA loan, conventional loan, VA loan, jumbo loan. These are what the current rates are looking like. These are just averages of a good maybe 20, 30 different banks, and that's what they're quoting on here. So just to give you guys an idea, if you ever want to get this information on your own, just go to Mortgage News Daily, no affiliation with us.
Right, indeed. And Joe, with you saying that, let's just talk about the market. I mean, the rates, in my opinion, are back to normal. They're back to
They're
pre-COVID
adjusting.
interest rates. Yeah, and they're fluctuating a little
Absolutely.
bit, but they're not fluctuating the way they were, towards the tail end of COVID, where they were just skyrocketing or what have you. I
Right.
think the
Those
fluctuations
are
are good.
those are rates that you're not going to see again unless another phenomenon like COVID or things of that nature. If we go into another mortgage crisis, which I don't see happening, any sort of bubbles happening, like a lot of the media has been advertising, those rates are gone. It's one of those things. It's like getting that Gucci belt 95% off. You found it at the bottom of that bin. You were lucky enough to have to find it. You can send everyone back to that store. They're not going to find anything back, any of those belts in that price range. So these are, like John is saying, these are the rates are adjusting back to normal.
Right. And, those rates that we're referring to, in case for whatever reason you were living under a rock past 3 years, I mean, rates were low threes, high twos, fixed rates for 30 years. The only thing that can really bring that back, like Joe said, would be another pandemic or a war, so to speak. But we don't really see that happening. So, take the rates that Joe just shared with you, for good reason to understand this is where, we should be. So the market's starting
Absolutely.
to rebalance itself, but those are the rates. But let's talk about the market overall, at least how I see it. And a lot of people will see it differently. So full disclosure, this is just my perspective of the market. So what I'm saying is, you have people that had the opportunity to take advantage of these once in a lifetime rates.
That's the word. Once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime rate.
Once in a lifetime.
A lot of those purchasers, those people that purchase homes that were way above market. Purchase these homes way above asking price. Why? Because the rates were low. You can afford more. And because of the pandemic, you were able to save more and you had access to more cash. Unfortunately, on the flip side, you have a home that has been purchased at a very, very high price point. You have an interest rate that was at a 50-year low, right? So you see where my hands are by design, right? So here's the rate, right? Here's the rate. Those that purchase at a 50-year low interest rate, there's no room to refi, right? Because you're not going to get anything less than a 3% or 2.85.
They might as well, what they were calling it, and it's they call it the banking industry. It's basically zero.
Yeah,
it's basically zero.
Okay.
If you really look at it.
So you have this house. You probably have a fairly good mortgage payment as well. The house, it costs a lot of money, right? So now you have a few options, maybe two. One, pay your mortgage, right, for the next umpteen years. So eventually the balance on that mortgage goes down. And as as homes begin to appreciate like they normally should, which means your house, you got to pay down that debt until it gets to that level where houses.
What's a normal? What I don't understand. What's normal appreciation?
Well,
because my house jumped up 96,000% in a year. That's not normal.
Right. That's not normal, and that's a great question.
You're killing me, John. You're killing me, John.
Houses would normally appreciate anywhere between.
Are you telling me I'm gonna have to cancel that red G-Wagon that I just ordered?
If you could find a G-Wagon.
No, it's on order. It's coming in 2030.
Yeah, that's about right.
The hydrogen version. They said I'm right in time for the hydrogen version, but my house can't depreciate more than it is right now. I need that equity that I've built up in the last year. So tell me, John, I don't like where you're getting started with this.
So you're waiting for equity. So
no, it's there. It's there. That's you're going to have to pay. The G-Wagon with the hydrogen engine.
Nah, man. No. Try 2050. All right. You're going to have to pay down that principal because there's no room to operate down here because your interest rate was at an all-time low, right? So you got to pay down that principal, right? Pay it down, right? And now you have other prices of homes starting to go down as well. So what happens is homes aren't necessarily appreciating for those that purchase homes within the past 2 to 3 years. They're actually losing their value because the market is starting to flatten or settle down. Right?
Is this the bubble or is this different from the bubble? This big bubble I've been hearing about.
Well, what it is now, and that's another great question. What we have is a pin that has been poked into the bubble, right? Versus a missile versus a missile
Okay.
that has been shot at the bubble, because the
Okay.
pen is slowly letting the air out of the bubble.
Okay.
Okay? And the reason why I say it's slowly letting air out the bubble is because there's still low inventory. Okay, there's
Okay.
still low inventory of homes that are coming to market. However, we are seeing price reductions, which is indicative of a lot of people aren't paying way over ask. A lot of homes aren't sitting for 2 and 3 hours and going on the contract.
Okay.
Okay. The world decided, you know what, we're going to have a normal November and December. So a lot of realtors, a lot of people in the business finally felt your typical slowdown during the winter months. So what does that mean? Not a lot of homes are selling. Not a lot of sellers are looking to sell their home during the winter. And a lot of people are holding on to their money. And the rise of interest rates contributes to that, which also contributes to the government trying to control inflation. So things have gotten a little bit more expensive as well since we last
Okay.
saw time. Okay. So
I'm listening, but I'm not liking what you're telling me.
hey, it is what it is. You have price
Okay.
reductions on homes. You also have a lot of expired listings. So what does that mean? That means homes were under contract with agents such as myself for an extended amount of time and they never sold. So there's still a mindset with a lot of homeowners thinking, well, you know, I can get a COVID price post COVID. I can get my pandemic, sale price, and I can still have people lined up at the door. I think that ship has probably sailed unless your home is priced to match the kind of market we're in now.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That
So,
makes sense. I
mhm,
saw a house around the corner from me, sort of identical to mine, and it was. I saw the big yellow sign in the front for sale. It was up there for about 6 months.
mhm.
I don't drive down that block often. It's not on my way home. And then the other day I drove by it and I saw a big for rent sign on top of the yellow sign. What does that mean?
Exactly what I just mentioned. So the home was listed at a high price point, that pandemic price point where hey, there's no inventory. Everybody wants to buy. Everybody wants to buy. Everybody wants to work from home. The offices are closing. It was listed at that price.
Burn all your
But
winter clothes, keep the
right,
shorts, getting ready for that drive down to Florida.
right.
Your brand new condo
However,
down in Tampa.
but what happened was the rug was kind of pulled out from under that homeowner. Or
Okay.
or there was some hesitancy in regards to lowering that price to oh, wait a minute, offices are starting to ask their employees to come back into the office. Oh, wait a minute, people aren't liking this commute back into work after they moved way out into the suburbs now.
Oh,
Wait,
Wyoming,
interest rates,
Ohio, Idaho.
Idaho, Wyoming, wherever, and now, wait a minute, the interest rates are now starting to go up now. So, wait a minute, all this buying power is naturally being absorbed by the rising interest rates. So, what people could afford during the pandemic at a 2.75 interest rate, they can no longer afford at for example, the 6% interest rate that you just displayed at the beginning of our session, because that's a difference of a few $100s a month in a monthly payment, which impacts the kind of home you can buy in the kind of neighborhoods or areas that you're looking to purchase. So that home, unfortunately, did not sell. So what's the next best thing to selling is renting. And the rental market is hot and it's been on fire. On fire. So that person, that
I
homeowner
thought
will
those were
probably have a very
storage
good.
homes. I thought those were storage facilities they've been building here in New Jersey on every corner in northern New Jersey. Aren't those storage facilities?
Well,
I
those
thought those were
storage
brand new
facilities,
hospitals. Based off the size of the parking lots that they're building next to these buildings, I thought it was hospitals they were building.
No, and that's indicative of the rental market, right? People are downsizing, people are getting into rentals, and they're not necessarily throwing away all of their furniture. They need storage facilities, and that's why they're popping up left and right, Joe. This is the
So
market we're
what
in.
is that's great, right? But I definitely need to buy. I think I missed the boat in 20. I missed the boat in 21. Definitely missed it in 22. From what you're telling me was my last lifeline of getting a good interest rate. I don't know. What does this mean for me as a potential buyer for 2023?
Great question. So the way I see it, with the interest rates where they're at now, with prices dropping, it's more realistic for a lot of home buyers to purchase a home outright without standing in line. Okay,
Okay,
without a bidding war for the same home. Not to mention there are going to be some hot properties regardless where you're going to have a bidding war, but I think it's not going to be as drastic and as excessive as it was during the pandemic. So you're
I
at
like
normal.
sales.
What's that?
I like sales. I like sales. I'm
I
a
don't know
Jersey
about
Gardens kind of guy.
sales.
I'm not a Garden State Plaza's type of guy. I'm a Jersey Gardens type of guy.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Does
I
this
don't know
mean I
about
get to
sales.
negotiate now? I have
There's
better
a lot more
negotiating
room.
power.
That's it, Joe. There's a lot
Okay.
more room for negotiations now because a lot of
Woo, Jersey
homeowners,
Gardens. Woo.
I mean, a lot of homeowners were looking to sell during the pandemic. They had plans. Everybody has plans. Unfortunately, things didn't work out the way they thought. So they either rented their home or they're still looking to sell, but now they realize maybe I can't sell it for as much. Okay.
Okay,
So
I like
you
that.
will have prices of homes go down within a reasonable margin. Okay. Not to
Yeah,
mention, Joe, there are some grants out there to help a lot of these home buyers as well to kind of get a jump start on this market. Yeah.
yeah, there still is. I got my loan officer hat back on here. Yeah, there's still um, grants, down payment assistance available throughout the country. Every state has a different program based off your location, your income, your credit score. But from my knowledge, there is something available in the majority of every state, right? Because this is, even though we're talking, specifically more to the New Jersey market, New York market. Every city, county, state has a different program, and there is still money to be had here in New Jersey. There are a lot of different programs available, being given directly from the state, between I think $10,000 to $15,000, depending on where you live, what type of house you're looking to purchase, your income. Um, there was actually an announcement from the FHFA, uh, that there was actually they're giving discounts now. Now you have to take this information with a heated cushion. So they're essentially giving the banks a discount on rates based off people's income, future home buyers' income. So what came out was that if you're under the 100% of your median income, you can Google it. What is the median uh, income from my county? You'll see a little number come up, right? Based off of that, if you're below the 100% mark, you're actually giving the banks the opportunity to pass on a discount to the buyers. Now, again, it can vary. No loan is identical. Every loan has its own separate type of fingerprint, but there are opportunities out there. The government is helping. These government-sponsored agencies that work along with us with the banks. They are trying to help people out. So I think this is actually, I know we're making fun of the market and everything before, but there are great opportunities out there.
There are. There are. And I know we focus a lot on the home buyer or the owner occupant. There are opportunities out there for the investor as well. And, I mentioned how hot the rental market is. These rents are, I don't want to say at an all time high, but they're up there. Rents are up there. 2 bedroom rents, 3 bedroom rental market. I mean, it's crazy, but investments are readily available. I know there's a huge Airbnb trend now. Um, you have your multifamilies that are out there where there are trending to be a lot of vacancies because unfortunately, evictions are starting to pick up. It looks like local municipalities are starting to accelerate their processes to move forward with evictions. So that means a lot of vacancies. So that means,
Opportunities, opportunities,
a lot
opportunities.
of opportunities, whether it's a
Someone
landlord,
else's trash, someone else's trash can turn into someone else's gold. Uh,
without question.
that's a 203K loan right off the top. You
Hmm.
know, things happen. Life is life, and like John is saying, people are the government is on a mass rampage of trying to get people to lose their jobs, right? Not to get political, but things are going to happen. There are going to be houses out there that maybe from the outside doesn't look like the greatest first my first home, but it could be something that you could turn into gold
Hmm.
with the right loan.
Right, right. And you might have landlords that say, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore,
Throwing in the towel.
and that's it. And it's happening. It's happening. So I tell all of you, you know, find a lender such as Joe does mortgages or the equivalent, which is hard to find someone like Joe or someone like
Appreciate that.
myself, to really educate you on your area and to really put together a strategy for whatever you're trying to do this year, whatever you're trying to do in this market. Everyone needs a strategy and you need a team to do it. There's a team right
It's
here,
all
myself,
about the team. It's all about the team. Yeah,
you know.
the people. I know there's a lot of online lenders, but people take the communication part of how the realtor and the loan officer work together. They take it for granted. They take it for granted. It's a big, big piece. If you're a lender and you're a real estate agent that's don't click, that may be the downfall of your deal right there.
Yeah.
They have to know how to work together. They have to make sure the communication is there. They have to know that, hey, John, you know what? I'm always available 7 days a week. You know what? I take Sundays off, John. I work 6 days a week. I'm open from 8 to 8 to help my clients as much as best I can. On Sundays, I kind of turn off the work phone, but I'm sure to get back to you first thing Monday morning. um, the communication on emails and getting the right documents. Um, it's so important. And just uploading your documents to a mystery cloud based service, and talking to some guy in Chicago that doesn't know anything about your market. Sometimes it could work great. It can work great. I'm not trying to talk bad about any other lenders out there, but the communication piece is definitely essential.
Absolutely, without question. And, as you can probably gather, we are going to focus on the buyer and options for the buyer and programs that are available for the buyer. So you, the viewers, can take advantage of this market as it's changing and as we tell you how it is changing.
Absolutely, that's exactly what our plan, and we're dedicating our time to do this for you guys throughout this year and years forthcoming.
Yeah. So I guess with that being said, Joe, we just need to warn them. We're going to hit them with a lot of gems, a lot of goodies, a lot of programs that help you with your strategy. So if
Special guests? Are we get some special guests this year?
we're gonna have to bring some.
Okay,
We're gonna have to bring in some guests. We're gonna have to bring in some other soldiers, man, to help
okay.
us win this war, man. We have to.
It's all about the first thing I learned in this business is everyone plays their part. So yeah, I've worked with title companies. Yes, I've worked with inspectors. Yes, I've worked with title companies. But it's always best to get it direct from the horse's mouth, right? Yes, I'm saying it right. So
Absolutely.
this is why we're going to be bringing on attorneys. We're going to bring on credit specialists, title attorney, like I said, inspectors, so they can give you the real estate keys that you're going to need to be successful in 2023.
That's it. Guys, stay tuned. Joe, I can't wait for next week, man. I cannot wait
Excited,
for
man.
next week.
Excited. Can't
So
wait to
again,
see.
folks, shameless plug with that mug. So again, folks, we thank you. We welcome you back again, and just let us know, however way you want, that you are watching us. You do like the content. Any feedback is great feedback. We greatly appreciate it. And until next week, we'll see you.
Wait, John, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh my gosh, it's been a while. It's been a while. So right here, my hashtag has been the same since last year. Johnson Signature Group is the hashtag 908-338-0639. I'm all over social media. Hit me up. And Joe, how do they reach you, man?
I can be reached on the hotline 908-669-9091. You can message me on all platforms. Joe does mortgages. If you Google me, I'll come right up. I'm the only Joseph Falla loan officer in the country.
Lucky.
Just Google me on there. You'll find my application. But definitely hit us up. We're here to help you guys. Please, there's never any dumb questions. There's just questions you haven't answered, you haven't asked before. We all have to, we all hit that curb when we were first, learning how to drive, right? Everybody remember hitting the curb,
Mm-hmm.
backing into the car, scraping up the rims. So there's always a start. There's always a starting point in life.
All
And we're
day.
here to guide you in the right direction.
Joe, appreciate you, man. Welcome back, man.
Appreciate you, brother. And we will see you guys next week.
See you next week, guys. See ya.